What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review a 2016 album by Chamber of Malice. Basically, this product is called Crime City Slam, and it came out in the fall of 2016. Now, within the fair about it here, this is a request by Axel F7F. This is a request review by Axel F7F as far as these picks go. So within the pitch about it, this is some death metal here to get within these products. It's newer and more recent within these products, at least relatively recent within the fairs behind it as far as these pitches can happen. Excellent type of ordeal to see some of this type fair. Definitely reminds of vibes of like Benediction, some of these recent type ones I reviewed within these aspects. Good type fairs, Slayer, some of these type folks. Definitely reminds like 80s thrash metal, 80s death and black metal, some of these type pitches within the product. Yeah, real simple classic album within these pitches. Recommend all 10 songs off this album. Simple enough within those fairs. This blistering type of appeal. Now this doesn't appear to have like much complex in terms of like the aspect of like something that would be radio bound pitch like that, but that's kind of the product. But within those particular type products of death metal pitch like that, it's just not as super common that happen. It's just not as super common that particularly happens. But I would say that Scum City definitely gave me some vibes of something that has like some good relative kind of radio marketability about it, at least for death metal as far as those fairs going to happen. The most popular song according to Spotify is The Butcher, which is another hit song as well within these pitches. That's some good type fare. But just being able to particularly say this album's like a thorough kind of shot in the arm as far as these pitches can happen within like the aspect of like your loud pack to get for like particular death metal that has some recent type flair about it within these pitches as far as these formats can happen. So just good type fury pitches like that. If you like 80s death metal, 90s death metal, some of these type things, just within that particular flair, continuing it years later with all these pitches within some of these type formats. So excellent type pitch. So yeah, recommend all 10 songs of this album, 10 out of 10 pitches like that. Just blistering type appeal, this aspect like the real vicious torrents of these things as far as these pitches can happen. This real swamped out kind of fury pitches, some of these type fairs. Now particularly this is an album that comes with a warning sign, I'd say, within these aspects for us the fair's going to happen just within the product. A lot of this consists of dungeon type fair pitches like that, but it's just the product not quite, just has a little bit more consistency within the fair. Now within this particular fair it is mildly bruised within aspects. There's something kind of know going in that some of these type aspects here is kind of the aspect as far as saying probably would be good to throw in like some of these type some of these type contexts that have extra type fair to kind of keep from like the aspect. It has excellent type carnage on here, but it's kind of the pitch as far as saying just on top of that as far as like the fair. Some of these type ones feel like more in like a foul type mood from like either the foul type fair of Muzak, the Workday, gripes of just day fair standard chores pissing you off, or just the product to dislike the curriculum of the day as far as those pitch albums. It's good type excellence to have like Krispy Kreme donuts, KFC, some of these type fairs, at least within the health or the legality of it within the pitch of being able to have like a box of chores, beers, some of these type aspects just to be able to keep the product just if you're with your pals and when your pals kind of within a gripe type mode, just having like those correct kind of thinking of those correct type memes kind of throw in there within those pitches, keep your fam right and your pals right as far as those pitch albums. So just within aspects as far as saying it's just within the product as far as pretty consistent type fury, but it's just kind of pitch as far as saying that it's not as much makeshift on here as full bound. It's just kind of the pitch as far as saying just the extracurricular type product. It just has some decent degree of stress relief, and then some of those type products within the pitch bomb. But excellent type fair. So yeah, the most popular song off this album is The Butcher. Pitches like that is like a go haywire kind of hell snarl and rage fest slam to get within these products here. Just consistent kind of dungeon fun, I'd say. Nachos galore. And this is not a temperamental type album. If I made it sound like it's a temperamental type album, it's just the pitch as far as saying just the aspect of this having songs for more like the format of disc, kind of like just some good type pitch after like a long day to listen to. Some of those type fairs of disc, like if Monday really sucked, getting to Friday, some of these type fairs and just saying fuck that day. Some of those type pitches with the aspects for the extracurricular type fair, extra type pitches within it's kind of the product. Having your pals along for the ride, just the pitch of just like the curriculum, but it's just kind of that and within the mode as far as just having different sorts. I mean, most it's not like this. It's like a carrying on kind of theme. It's just kind of pitch as far as some of these type ones within the aspect of like extra type fair of like paying attention. Usually when you think of dungeon type music, it's pretty consistent, but it's just kind of the aspect when you think of like death metal, folks think that, you know, they could think it's violent or something like that. It's just kind of pitch as far as saying just having that curriculum kind of in there is like the stabilized to kind of have on top of that, just keeping the tone right and keeping it healthy within the aspects for those pitch can happen. Having the tone right and keeping it healthy with an aspect of it just being good, clean kind of dungeon fun with an aspect, and not good, clean in terms of being, you know, sobriety, full bound, like not good clean in terms like the full bound typeness of saying have to be sober as a gopher, can't have any beers, pitch like it, but just the fair as far as saying just some vibe check to kind of keep your fam right as far as those pitch having your buddies pitch like that sounds like fair. So just pitch as far as that extracurricular type right was just kind of the fair that would be to be expected considering that dungeon music is kind of 30 years later from like the pitch. 2016 is pretty distant from like 1982, 1984, so that's a pitch. So just for the type players, but a good type pitch. I look after it. Yeah, but to say consistent kind of dungeon fun about this song, the Butcher pitch like these consistent kind of dungeon fun aspects like that. I'd say nachos galore as far as those pitch can have within like the tone, as far as the pitch can have. So just extra good palette and amounts of goodies as far as these pairs are going to have them just within the curriculum kind of about it. Standard kind of viciousness within the ordeal here. There's a couple of these that really get the ham wire, the hamness and the haywire kind of, it goes off the meter with some of these type ones. The Butcher really does that. Beginning of Your Doom really has that particular snarl. The song End kind of does World of Shit, some of these type ones, those pitches like that. Within those players, just the furious, some of these type ones, real fiery in aspect and pitches like that, excellent type ordeals. Now Scum City, I feel like this is probably like the closest thing to like a single that probably could have been within those aspects, at least for death metal as far as these pitches can happen. Scum City's like a raging kind of good, Scum City's like a raging good buzz single choice to kind of get within these aspects here. Just this is like the most vanilla song off the album, I'd say, in terms of the product, at least the most accessible in terms of like the least amount of learning curve. Good for like a pre-sober kind of grocery run and errand run as far as these pitches can happen. This feels definitely like songs by Slipknot, like Liberate, some of those type ones, and like the second single, I forget what it's called, Full Bound, but like not necessarily Wait and Bleed by Slipknot from their '99 album, but the second single. I do listen to Slipknot often. It's kind of pitch, Spit It Out and Liberate. Some of those type ones good pitches like that as far as those first album from Slipknot '99. Some of those type aspects were good with them pitches. A kind of basic head pound type one with just on the pitch. A basic kind of truck chug along pitches like that. Some of that Ferris vehicle chug along within these pitches. One of the few type ones that kind of has the commerce type aspect. It kind of just out and around. I mean, for the most part, this is a good type faster for like the fair or just like the dungeon type noise, the more house party bound pitches like that. But this is a good, nice one, kind of get some shit done within the fairs. I just like the curriculum of just picking some things up, pickups, and standard fair like that, errand run, utility run, grocery, some of these type fairs to kind of get the product of it done, pitches like that, action type ordeals. And the introduction is nice on here. Is like a buzzing, kind of good load up, some green, ganja fairs like that, just kind of zone and connect with like the fog and mystique of like the fair bot. It's kind of a little bit of an eerie type song at the beginning of it. It's excellent type pitches, just real sharp types fair bot. It switches to some death metal towards the end of it. Good type fares. It's a good product. I like some of these kind of interlude, introduction, and end type songs within the pitch. They enhance the project within the fares, kind of about it. So talking about end as well, these have less kind of full bound vocals, introduction, end, and interlude have less like the full bound kind of screamo type stuff within the pitch. Is full bound the guttural type stuff. It's kind of excellent aspects to get these fares about it. So end is like airing out. Song End is like some airing out and after moments of dredge and consume as far as these fairs can happen. Just diva kind of pissing you off from like some Ferris pitches like that, or just the extra aspects of just like the dredge like the day. Just kind of the product of just venting, done playing the video game, done having some of these type fairs, done with like the particular aspect of just having to cook the food that you have to make, or just the chore fair that has to be done, pitches like that. It's kind of the product of just sigh of relief, pitches like that, but it's kind of afterwards just in a more rage and death metal type aspect about it. Just have an ice cold beer and possibly like a water even, something I pitched within the tone, just the water kind of keep things somewhat healthy within the pitch. Ice cold beer on top of that, just good refreshing type aspect to kind of have some kickback with like the relief of it. Just take like a walk, some of these type fairs within the pitch, parts of those fairs going to go. It's good type fair to get some of these at once. So this kind of aspect, yeah, just an airing out type song within pitch, like death metal type fair product of it. To some of these stress type songs within pitch, as far as like the fair songs, like after getting to like the carnage of Beginning of Your Doom and World of Shit, some of these type ones. World of Shit's kind of a world of Shit's like another venting kind of like steam let. World of Shit's another venting kind of steam let off type one pitches like that, but just the fair, some of these carnage type ones. So Beginning of Your Doom's real hit song off here, excellent type pitches, like a complete shit face kind of blackout. Beginning of Your Doom's like a complete shit face kind of blackout heave ho as far as these pitches can have. Definite album standout, I'd say here, just warning signs about this song as far as these pitches can have. So some of these type fairs within pitch, as far as saying just the product, this album does get pretty turnt pretty quickly. It's just the aspect that it can go from green to red pretty fast within these aspects, green light to red light pretty fast within these aspects, as far as the fairs can have. So just important to kind of have that particular tone of just watching like the aspect, paying attention to like the bears behind it. I know some folks can say sometimes it happens, sometimes the bear is snappy, something like that, but just don't have things like monster with liquor, some of those type bears. Just don't mix those sorts of things within pitch like that. Just kind of the fair behind it, but it's just kind of pitch as far as in it's the product, just paying attention to some of those type aspects. But it's just kind of the carnage. I mean, obviously, just to recommend, the fair behind it should just be really the fair. Just like the fury of this album was pretty content with just like some KFC and then like 30 pack of Coors or 24 pack of Coors, something like that. Some of those type fairs, and just wicked kind of movie like Pulp Fiction, Speed, some of those type ones. And then like some hit PlayStation game or other some hit PlayStation game or other extracurricular type fare like blackjack or poker, selling type fares from the pitch with good products as far as this pitch can happen. So World of Shit's nice on here as well. This is some venting to World of Shit, some venting type fare that works good pitch like that. It's like a getting annoyed and relative kind of day gripe to kind of have within these aspects here. Relative kind of day gripe, I'd say pitches like that. It's kind of a bad hair day, crap music type fair pitches. Some of those type products that just work kind of teeing you off, pissing you off a little bit within those products. Just leftover type vibes of that. Good to have like some donuts, some jokes for the pals as far as those pitches can have. Just kind of air it out just within pitches like that. So it's kind of product. Throwing like a crap video game that's just tacky, something like that, or just the fair, just like the Steam kind of, it's just kind of the more tension of a song within pitches like that, but it's just kind of aspect of just having like something kind of keep things stationed as far as those fairs can happen. But it's just kind of the pitch, good type fair about it, but it's just kind of the aspects of some of these type ones. So it's just dungeon music, but it's just kind of aspect of this, and zone out to music, get crunk, some of these type moments. Just remember there's some good hot dominoes, some of those type pitches are just the fair behind it. Obsessed is a quality ones, like an excellent while out with pals and zone and vibe greatly within some of these type products here. Good aspects, this good kind of KFC memes and times as far as these pitch can happen. This one has a little bit more, this one has some good station about it, just the typical type carnage about it. This excellent kind of mosh and vibe like crazy, just with a pitch like the aspect of this really appreciating like the quality of the music and the quality of the night as far as this pitch can have excellent type pitches. Scissoring Tempers is a nice one on here as well. Good aspects. It's like a murky and swamped out kind of freak show night craze to get within these aspects. Just play like some vodka pong, some of these type aspects. Good to be alert, some of these type fares. Another warning sign type song with the pitch, but just the aspects as far as say. It's good type fear with an aspect. Just having the fair, just the extracurricular type stuff. Just throw in a couple favors as well. Pitch like that. If you do have some extra shit to do, just kind of the product of having some of that, but just kind of balancing like the fair, just having the product. Just the key is to not procrastinate pitches like that. Sounds that fair is just kind of having the tone to just paying attention. If you do have like some extracurricular type fair, now within certain senses you could say get it done first and go along with it, but it's kind of the fair. I mean, within the legality, not to drive within the aspect of having like the crazy type fair, but just the pitch as far as like the extra type fair, just like being preemptive and clean as far as those fairs can have within like the aspect of getting it done. So good type products just to throw it, and then getting to like the vodka pong within the healthy type sense. Now obviously vodka pong's pretty tear up type aspect, but just within the tone as far as saying just having a monitor type aspect about a good pitch like that, but just the fair. I don't think I'll talk about interlude either. Interlude is nice. Interlude's like a get stoked and in the mood. Interlude's like a good get stoked and get yourself in the mood kind of tear up to get within the products here. Just gonna be a hell of a night. Pitches like that, past the Domino's, as far as those fairs gonna happen, past the Domino's pizza, some of these type aspects and tones. A good type pitch about it. I think there's one more song I haven't talked about on here, which is Unforgiven. Unforgiven's like a feeling hell is slog, kind of red eyes, kind of enamor and stress relief as far as these fairs can happen. Throw a chore in there, some of these type pitches, have some Lay's chips nearby, some of these type aspects in the tone. But yeah, just kind of some of those type ones, really feeling the aspects in your system, some of that type tear up within the pitch, but just kind of product, just realizing some of those type ones. I mean, it kind of feels like it's a glass half full, half empty type song within pitch. Probably the aspects some of those type fairs are saying, yeah, have some good type times in your system, pitch like that, but just kind of fair, just keeping it extracurricular, just having like the product of just being productive also within fair, just not this good type fair to keep in mind to not get behind as far as those pitch have within the aspect of you do have things that have priority as far as those pitch have. So this excellent aspect. So this is kind of fair. I realize the particular carnage of this album is pretty healthy, almost as healthy as like pop music and fizzy kind of, and the aspect behind this particular death metal is about as healthy as like fizzy kind of Manila and milquetoast kind of pop music within the fair, as long as the aspect within the product of just getting like the particular stuff done within like the candid and chipper kind of productive fair. So just the pitch within those aspects. I realize within the aspect that's kind of like the magic word to kind of say within those aspects. That's the some people could say easier said than done within those pitches as far as those fairs go, but just keeping that in mind. It's just like when they say you talk shit but you back it up. It's just kind of fair. As long as you keep that particular product about in mind, or at least have the aspect of doing. It's not just to preach and get on the soapbox as far as this fair is going, but just the aspect of just the fair, just having like the particular aspect of like the carnage kind of going along with this, just the fair. I mean, it's just the product as far as saying, it's just a tear up type album within the pitch as far as saying, but it's just the aspect as far as just having like the extracurricular type stuff on there. So it's just when you think of dungeon type music, usually within the fair, it's just consistently just to miss the mode of just like consistent kind of banging type Friday type fair. It was just the pitch of just having some of that type fair to kind of throw in there to make it more modernized within the pitch of listening to it outside of like a Saturday or Friday. So it's just the pitch, thinking having the fair listening to some of this dungeon time music on like a Monday afternoon or even a Monday morning like 8 o'clock. This doesn't seem like 8 a.m. on a Monday kind of music pitches like that, or Sunday night kind of music before things have to go into sleep early. Some of these type fairs, but this kind of pitches for saying just having that particular product, just the extracurricular type stuff to have within those aspects kind of keeps it furious. So it's good type fair. So I look after it 10 score, 10 socials. I look after just the product of some of these type ones, just the aspect like consistent kind of dungeon fare, not a ton of real commerce, just amidst like the lunch rush and traffic's kind of the pitch as far as saying it feels a little bit more homebound within the pitch. It is taking care of like the tidiness aspects. It just getting like some shit done within these aspects, just within the fair, just having the follow up and like the candidness as far as the space but it's just within the pitch as far as saying for the most part minus like the one song Scum City is kind of aspects as far as saying you do get the consistent fury with your pals, good pitch like that. So this has that juggle some things, good pitches, productive, tear up, good pitches, then the aspects kind of get towards this. That's the aspect, get some beers in your system, get some KFC in your system, some of those type fairs in the aspect for us, so tone's gonna happen, good aspect. In terms of the future, like I'm not as full bound sure what Chamber of Malice has full bound been up to within these recent type fairs. This is interesting enough type conduct to see about what they could be about later within those pitches as far as the format's kind of. But yeah, the blistering type album pitch like that, real classic within these type ordeals. Just some furious kind of death metal pitch like that in a recent type aspect that really has the fury about some things, really carries that particular death metal vibe and stride, I'd definitely say.